Total quality management. What is TQM? Meeting quality expectations as defined by the customer. Integrated organizational effort designed to improve quality of processes at every business level. Defining quality, 5 ways. 1. Conformance to specs, designer-based. Does product/service meet tolerances defined by designers? For example, 20 minutes wait for pizza, average, plus 10 minutes acceptable. Delay. What about a customer? Is a 30 minutes delay acceptable? 2. Fitness for use, user-based definition. Evaluates performance for intended use. For example, Jeep versus Jaguar on mountain roads. 3. Value for price paid, user-based def. Evaluation of usefulness versus price paid. For example, receive the same value but at a lower price. Defining quality, 5 ways. 4. Support services, user-based def. Quality of support after sale. For example, excellent warranty service. 5. Psychological criteria, user-based definition. For example, ambience, prestige, friendly staff may leave the impression of higher quality. Case, Gold Coast advertising. Evolution of TQM, new focus. TQM philosophy, what's different? 1. Focus on customer. Identify and meet customer needs. Stay tuned to changing needs, for example fashion styles. 96% of customers do not complain, stop buying and or tell others. 9 to 11 people, satisfied customers 1 person. Fixing the problem after the complaint. Customers become more loyal than if they had not had the problem in the first place. It costs more to obtain a new customer than to retain one. Customers increase their spending the longer they buy from a company. TQM philosophy, what's different? 2. Continuous improvement. Continuous learning and problem solving. JAP, Kaizen, requires that the company continually strive to do better through learning and problem solving. Small doses of medicine are better than one large dose. Perfection can never be achieved. TQM philosophy, what's different? 2. Continuous improvement. Continuous learning and problem solving. 6 Sigma, 3.4 defects per 1 million. Example, if 20 MLM passengers per year pass through London's Heathrow Airport, only 68 passengers per year will have misplaced luggage. 3 Sigma, 2.6 defects per 1,000 equals greater than 2,600 per million. 52,000 passengers per year will have misplaced luggage. TQM philosophy, what's different? 3. Quality at the source. Inspection, before, versus prevention and problem solving, now. 4. Employee empowerment, they are expected to seek out, identify, and correct problems. Employees no longer afraid of reporting problems. 5. Focus on both external, who purchase companies' goods/services, and internal customers. For example, packaging department is an internal customer of assembly department. TQM philosophy, what's different? Continued. 6. Team approach, quality circles, 2 heads are better than 1. Teams formed around processes, 8 to 10 people. Meet weekly to analyze and solve problems. 7. Benchmarking. Studying practices at best-in-class companies. For example, many companies use Amex to benchmark conflict resolution. 8. Managing supplier quality. Certifying suppliers versus receiving inspection. TQM philosophy, what's different? Continued. 9. Just-in-time. Pull system of production/purchasing. Customer starts production with an order. Involves vendor partnership programs to improve quality of purchased items. Reduces all inventory levels. Inventory hides process and material problems. Improves process and product quality. Just-in-time, JIT, example. Scrap. Work in process inventory level, hides problems. Unreliable vendors. Capacity imbalances. Just-in-time, JIT, example. Reducing inventory reveals problems so they can be solved. Scrap. Unreliable vendors. Capacity imbalances. Cost of quality, 4 categories. I. Quality control costs, prevention and appraisal. 2. Quality failure costs, internal and external failure. Early detection/prevention is less costly. Maybe less by a factor of 10. Case, Delta Plastics Incorporated, Question 1. Identify the different costs of quality described in the case. Ways of improving quality. 1. Plan Do Study Act Cycle, PDSA. Also called the Deming Wheel after originator. Circular, never-ending problem-solving process. 2. Quality function deployment. Used to translate customer preferences to design. 3. 7 Tools of quality control. Tools typically talk to problem-solving teams. Add 1. PDSA Details. Plan Do Study Act. Evaluate current process. Collect procedures, data, identify problems. Develop an improvement plan, performance objectives. Do. Implement the plan, trial basis. Study. Collect data and evaluate against objectives. Act. Communicate the results from trial. If successful, implement new process, PDSA, continued, cycle is repeated. After act phase, start planning and repeat process. Add to QFD details. Process used to ensure that the product meets customer specifications. Example, student's backpack. 3. Voice of the engineer. 2. Customer-based benchmarks. 1. Voice of the customer. QFD, House of Quality. Adding trade-offs, targets and developing product specifications. 4. Trade-offs. 5. Technical benchmarks. 6. Targets. Add 3. 7 Problem-solving tools. I. Cause and effect diagrams. 2. Flowcharts. 3. Checklists. 4. Control charts. V. Scatter diagrams. Vi. Pareto analysis. 7. Histograms. Cause and effect diagrams. Called Fishbone diagram. Focused on solving identify quality problem. Used to find problem sources/solutions. Steps. Identify the problem to correct. Draw main causes for problem as bones. Ask what could have caused problems in these areas. Repeat for each sub-area. Fishbone chart, problems with airline customer service. Fishbone chart, problems with getting to work on time. Consider the everyday task of getting to work on time or arriving at your first class on time in the morning. Draw a fishbone chart showing reasons why you might arrive late in the morning. 4M, method, material, machinery, manpower. Flowcharts used to document the detailed steps in a process. Often the first step in process re-engineering. Checklist. Simple data check-off sheet designed to identify type of quality problems at each workstation, per shift, per machine, per operator. Control charts, important tool used in statistical process control. The UCL and LCL are calculated limits used to show when process is in or out of control. Scatter diagrams. A graph that shows how two variables are related to one another. Data can be used in a regression analysis to establish equation for the relationship. Linear regression, example. No. Of shipments. Weeks 1 to 8. All shipments, 23, 31, 28, 37, 35, 40, 41, 44. With defects, 5, 8, 6, 11, 10, 14, 12, 15. Employee turnover, new hires plus terminations. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 5, 5. Pareto analysis. Technique that displays the degree of importance for each element. Named after the 19th century Italian economist. Often called the 80-20 rule. Principle is that quality problems are the result of only a few problems, for example 80% of the problems caused by 20% of causes. Pareto analysis. Develop a Pareto analysis of the following reasons of delay in a production process. What do you conclude? Reason for delay: frequency. Awaiting engineering decision 11. No schematic available 10. Test equipment down 22. Delay in inspection 15. Inadequate parts 40. Lack of personnel available 3. Pareto analysis of wine glass defects. Total defects equals 77. Histograms. A chart that shows the frequency distribution of observed values of a variable like service time. At a bank drive-up window. Displays whether the distribution is symmetrical, normal, or skewed. Quality awards and standards. Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. The Deming Prize. ISO 9000 certification. ISO 14000 standards. What is it? Award named after the former Secretary of Commerce, Reagan administration. Intended to reward and stimulate quality initiatives. Given to no more than 2 companies in each of 3 categories: manufacturing, service, and small business. Past winners: FedEx, 3M, IBM, Ritz-Carlton. Typical winners have scored around 700 points. The Deming Prize. Given by the Union of Japanese Scientists and Engineers since 1951. Named after W. Edwards Deming, who worked to improve Japanese quality after World War II. Not open to foreign companies until 1984. Florida Power & Light was first U.S. company winner. ISO standards: ISO 9000 standards, published in 1987. Certification developed by International Organization for Standardization. Set of internationally recognized quality standards. Companies are periodically audited and certified. ISO 9000 to 2000 Quality Management Systems, QMS, Fundamentals and Standards. ISO 9001 to 2000 QMS, Requirements, Customer. ISO 9004 to 2000 QMS, Guidelines for Performance. ISO 14000, focuses on a company's environmental responsibility. ISO standards. 1. Design/development, greater than. 2. Procurement, greater than. 3. Production, greater than. 4. Installation, greater than. 5. Servicing. ISO 9001, 2001, 5. ISO 9002, ISO 9003, withdrawn, incorporated into ISO 9001, 2000. ISO 10011, Guidelines for Auditing and Quality Management, Quality Gurus Walter A. Showett, W. Edwards Deming, Joseph M. Urant. Armin V. Feigenbaum. Philip Crosby. Kaoru Ishikawa. Genichi Taguchi.